Hello, my enthusiastic learners. Welcome back to Thrive with Sushmita. Today, I'm going to tell you a very interesting story about two sisters named Rara and Ruru. You know what? They were in love with each other and used to do everything together. In their growing years, when they were studying, they would always help each other. Now there came a time where both of them started facing difficulty in speaking English fluently. So this was the time where they decided to take some decisions. Rara said, "मुझसे तो ये होगा ही नहीं," and gave up. But Ruru was determined. She knew that there is no magic wand which can just come and help her to speak fluently. So if it is, her decision to speak fluently, then she has to take certain measures. Let's see what were those measures that Ruru took that helped her to speak English very, very comfortably and fluently. Number one was to start. See, nothing in life comes easy. Any skill that you really want to have requires a lot of practice. So the moment you decide to overcome your fear, you muster up the courage to face it and decide it for yourself, to begin it, only then things can be solved. So Rara decided and committed herself that if she wants to be successful and really wants to speak English fluently, she has to start somewhere. So when she decided to start somewhere, let me tell you, half the battle was won, because she knew what she has to achieve. And to achieve this, now she can decide her little or small steps that will take her there, correct? So first of all is to start. Anybody who wants to learn English or speak English fluently, let me tell you, at least start somewhere. The second one is speak. Please be ready to make mistakes and accept them. Do not be embarrassed in case you make mistakes and someone corrects you. It is fine. See, if someone corrects you in a friendly way, great. If the person doesn't correct you in a friendly way, even better, because that way you will be, putting your all the efforts there to make sure that you remember that and do not make that mistake again. Making mistakes will happen. We all do that. So you have to come out of the shell that you have around you, that we cannot make mistakes. अगर मैंने गलत English बोली, क्या होगा? Let me tell you, कुछ नहीं होगा. The universe will stay the way it is. The earth will take 24 hours to do a complete rotation, or maybe in 1 year, after 1 year only, we will be wishing each other a happy new year. So nothing is going to change. Only thing is, you have started, you will learn, and you will make mistakes. And let me tell you, that will be part of your beautiful journey. Third one, be ready to put in efforts. एक दिन में कुछ नहीं होता. So, if you have decided to do something, you need to put in efforts. You need to read, you need to find out what is to be done, you need to do your research work, you need to put in all those efforts that is needed to achieve that goal. In this video, we are talking about the goal of speaking English fluently. So what will be the criteria? What will be the measures that you really need to take? So if you are not ready to put in efforts, my friend, this place is not for you. Because anything that you want to do in life, let me tell you, you have to put in efforts. मेहनत करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. You remember, we have already discussed about this. The fourth one is to build a very strong foundation, whether it is about improving your grammar skills or whether it is about improving your vocabulary. See, I am not talking about कि आप कुछ भारी भरकम शब्दों का इस्तेमाल कीजिए when you are talking, but it is important that you know कि certain words का usage certain जगह पर होता है, which will happen only and only when you are focusing on improving your vocabulary. Knowing grammar is also one of the most important thing when you're working on your English speaking skills, because if you know the rules of grammar, it will be easier for you to speak. Let me give you an example. Let's say if somebody tells 100 rupees are a lot of money. Now 100 rupees, I used are because I thought 100 rupees is about plural, correct? Now with plural, we don't use is, we use are. But let me tell you, 100 rupees is a lot of money. We do not use are here. How do you know this? It will happen if you know the grammar, if you know the concept of grammar, if you know the concept of subject and verb agreement. And then you will realize, from here we need to use is and not are. So yes, when you're putting in efforts, learning grammar, working on your vocabulary, giving yourself some time, making smaller goals, achieving them, only then you can enjoy the journey, and let me tell you, you will definitely be successful. The next one is to practice speaking. Whatever you do, अगर आपने कुछ सीखा है, आपने कुछ सुना है, आपने कुछ पढ़ा है, उसे बोलने की कोशिश कीजिए. You really need to practice speaking. If you are a little shy, you don't want to talk in front of the people, please do it in front of a mirror, or maybe even better, record yourself in your phone. Everybody, has a phone these days. Record yourself in the phone. See how do you look when you are talking. All those, little errors that you're making, because you can go back to the video and keep on checking yourself. You can also practice in front of the mirror. That is also one of a very old technique, and let me tell you, it really works. Look into the mirror, tell yourself, I will one day speak, I'll be one of the best speakers in the world, or maybe I'll speak really well English. So that way it will help you. So practice speaking daily. Take out that 10 minutes, take out that 15 minutes in your schedule. You really need to do it. Now, if you say, oh my God, I am so busy, I have this and I have that, and I have school and I have office. Now, it also depends at what level you are. If you're basic, just beginning to learn, or maybe you are at an intermediate level where you want to polish your English skills, right? So if you don't put in efforts, if you don't practice regularly, if you don't take out that 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes from your schedule, let me tell you, nothing is going to work out. Next is listen and imitate. We have to be a good listener. These days, people are, when you talk to them, they just hear. They are not listening. They are hearing because they are preparing themselves to reply back to you. Now, when you see somebody around you who is speaking very well, who has a very good personality, when you converse or when you talk to them, listen to them. Listen, how do they pause? How do they pronounce? How are their facial expressions when they are trying to express or tell something? What is their diction? What are the kind of words that they use when they are talking? Correct. So you really need to listen. You might also watch an English movie or listen to some English songs or watch some podcasts. Then please remove the subtitles and try to imitate what they were saying. This is also one of a very good technique, because that way you will be able to bring that spark or bring that pronunciation or bring the way the person is talking into you. So that will really help you. Next is read aloud. You also need to practice reading, and whenever you are reading, you have to make sure you are reading aloud. आप उसको जोर से पढ़ रहे हैं. When you read aloud, the words, the sentences, you get to hear. You're involving all your senses together. You're seeing, you're speaking, you're hearing. So that ways your brain gets to hear those words again, and then it becomes easier to register. That way, it also helps you in knowing the pronunciation of words. These days, everything is, at the tip of your hand. You have the phone. Go to Google, check the pronunciation of a word in case you are you're making mistake. There are so many words that people usually make mistakes. Even I used to do that. But then making mistakes is not a problem, right? Correcting those mistakes is a bigger thing to do. So Ruru had completely decided, so she started following all these steps. She would go to Google, check the pronunciation. For example, the pronunciation of H-E-I-R is air and not hair. So when you go to Google or maybe any other applications which are there, you get to hear it. And when you read it loudly, it will help you even better. Next is join communities. If you are in a school, if you're in college, if you're in office, or maybe if you live in a city wherein there are so many communities who meet together, there are libraries, there are places who organize such get-togethers where people who want to sharpen their skills, they come together. Online also, there are so many applications and so many websites. There are buddies who help you, they will help you to practice speaking in English with them. Now, in case all of these doesn't work for you, please find somebody in your family or in your friend circle, somebody who can help you out. Maybe it's your brother, or maybe it's your father, or maybe it's your husband or wife. It is not a problem if you ask for help. You need to join communities, practice speaking with them. टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज करना यही सही तरीका होगा. सिटिंग ऑन अ फोन एंड वेस्टिंग योर टाइम ऑन सम सोशल मीडिया ऑल द टाइम, लेट मी टेल यू, इट is just for relaxation. It is not made to consume your entire time and brain. So utilize and use technology in a very, very good way. The next one is to write. Whatever you are seeing, whatever you are, observing, it is important that you also write it sometimes so that you can go back to it to see what kind of mistakes are you making. That will help you to correct yourself. That will help you to find out your own mistakes and the areas that you can develop yourself. Correct? So next one is to review yourself. Please set smaller goals, smaller targets, achieve them and see how good you feel. When you're able to achieve them, celebrate yourself. Make those wins sound a big deal for yourself, because they are indeed, because it is you who decided to face your fear, because it is you who decided to take those little steps to achieve and polish your skills so that you can speak English better. So now Rara decided to do nothing but sit and complain, whereas Ruru made a master plan and she knew that अगर जीवन में कुछ achieve करना है तो it is only and only you yourself, जिसे काम करना पड़ेगा और अपनी मदद आपको खुद करनी पड़ेगी. Thankfully, we live, or currently you are in that genre of the world where आपको इतना support मिल सकता है, whether it is about technology, whether it is about courses, whether it is about a podcast, whether it is about watching a movie on YouTube. See, open your eyes, find out which is the area that scares you, find out where you would like to polish yourself, find out, make a plan and work on it. See, Ruru is in the process of learning and doing better in her life. What is your master plan? Let me know in the comment box. Till then, keep learning and keep thriving. Thank you so much.